Howdy y'all, it's Seth. It's a beautiful Saturday and I have work to do today. We're gonna make it a little bit easier with that right there. The RIPPA RS06 has been in storage in my Beaver carport for a couple months now. Haven't really put it to a whole lot of use and work. So we're gonna take a peek at it, just open up the hatch, make sure that we didn't get any snow or mice building, seasonal nests in there. Make sure everything is solid and tight as it should be. And then we're actually going to clear out a little bit of an area for a whole midlife crisis extravaganza. If you don't know what that means, well, what do most 47-year-old men get into at about this age? Birds. Yeah, birds. But seriously, the birds are going right here. We were at Wild Birds Unlimited not long ago. We picked up some new bird baths, some new bird feeders, some new stands, some really nice equipment so that we can get full view of our backyard birds, keep them well fed, spend more money on them than we do on ourselves, and have a happy bird sanctuary. Unfortunately, my land has about a 3% grade right here, and I can't put bird baths on a 3% grade or I'm just creating waterfalls. So we're going to use the RS06. I've got a whole campsite build eventually that I'm building back there, but I got to wait to get a grapple in, which should be sometime next week, so I can move a lot of that brush a lot easier than the bucket does. So we'll be getting to that. In the meantime, I do got to play with the machinery. Setting up a bird bath feeding area. I'll show you a quick before and then an after, but we're using the RIPPA to level out, basically kind of step down a little bit. I don't want to grade my whole backyard because I have plans for some of this, and that would be jumping the gun. But I'm going to just kind of level out 2 or 3 areas for the bird baths and make sure I can get the bird feeders where they're supposed to go. That's gonna make this a whole lot easier. Yeah, like a year ago, I would have been using a shovel to do this in the hard Tennessee earth. Nope, not now. I've got some stuff I need to move. There's a couple old tree stumps that have been out of the ground, but just sitting there. Some rocks. I'll show you in a minute where this setup's going. But basically, I'm just gonna dig a very, very narrow little area for each bird bath, level it out, step it down, feed the birds, bathe the birds. Have you ever bathed a bird? No, seriously, they do it themselves. You don't have to touch them. But we're gonna do that, so let's do that. But first, we're gonna open up the hood of this machine and just make sure that, winter critters haven't taken up residency and that everything is plugged in and looking good. All right, everything is looking good in here. Let me come around, get my head out of the way so you're not looking at my shadow. Here at the joints, got a little grease spooling out. That's not uncommon. I'll wipe that clean, add a little grease in there. Add grease in there, you can add grease in there. So many places to grease. If you don't know, just keep it full of grease. That's all you gotta plan on. Little water in there, which is fine. I had this covered with a tarp under a carport, but the weather was crazy. Everything's looking good. Our water levels are right where they should be. Coolant levels, right. Well, I could always add a little. Maybe I will. It's not bad. It's not a bad... Oh, let me get focused there. It's not bad. It's just... You get the lines. I could add a little right in there. Everything else looks good. I've only got about 6 or 7 hours on this machine, so no need to do oil changes yet. But we will. You can see there's needle grease, Zerks there, regular grease. So we'll grease everything up when we're done today. In the meantime, we could check fluids. How are we looking on the... We're looking good right there. That's our level. So easy if you ever need to add hydraulic fluid. Boop. There it is. Fluid actually looks pretty good. Close that up. And somebody asked me to show them the front, like the pilot controls, or not pilot, but the operator controls here. There's a whole bunch of buttons. There's not much to do button-wise here. But you can add things. You can run some auxiliaries if you want. Oh, bird got there. But other than that, I'm excited to use this right here. I've not used this lever yet since I've had the machine. Like I had mentioned, I've got a skeleton grapple and a multi-use bucket, like a 3-in-1 or a 4-in-1 bucket, coming my way. They're on their way from Texas. Won them at auction, and I should be getting them this week. Cannot wait to play with those. This is just the GoPro mount if I feel like doing that. You got throttles, other things. But we've already gone over most of this before. Here's the place I stand. Thinking about running some counterweights. And just right there. Just on the outsides. That way I can carry heavier stuff. You could run them through the tie downs too, but then you kind of lose the tie down capability. And I kind of like having the tie down capability. Tracks have been tightened. We are good there. Bucket is dirty because it's been stored in the winter, but a bucket is supposed to get dirty. If you're not getting your bucket dirty, are you even having fun? I also get to take the caps off of here when I get that grapple and start playing with that. Super excited, cannot wait. But we're gonna put this to work now. I'll just turn this way so you can see the area. My backyard is a mess, I know, look at that. Still Helene damage, still haven't gotten it cleared out yet. This right here, and if you've ever seen my vlog, I did like a vlog where I just showed my morning chores of feeding the birds. We've got the bird seed. We hang a cylinder feeder here off of this. Oh, got to focus off of this. We have the fence water bowl, and I think this got cracked. This is trash. Oh, it's still holding, but you can see a crack in there. I got to clean that out. And then the tree stump where we feed the deer. Yeah, every morning I put corn on this stump, but that's neither here nor there. Not sure if you can tell, but we have a 3% grade. So I'm just gonna dig like right here, maybe, like just kind of just flatten this out so it can hold a bird bath. And then I'll put another one right about here, maybe. And I'm gonna move the feeders too. Know way too much about my bird feeding plans, but we're gonna level this out. I'm just gonna roll video so you can see how this machine makes quick work of that. And then I'm gonna set up the bird system, and I'll just give you an overview. I'll call it like a final peek at how that looks too, because this is about the machine and the birds, but I got to show you how the finished product, right? Like, that would be so rude of me just to level it out and then be like, bye. So we'll show you the finished bird setup if you ever want to deal with birds. And maybe I'll do a whole video on that too. I don't know, maybe. Are you into that? If you are, let me know in the comments. All right, less than 10 minutes per section. I also kind of used the bucket as a blade, pulling it backwards to cover up most of the tracks, because I don't like leaving big track marks in here, especially since we have deer that roll through here. I don't want any of them breaking their leg or anything, stepping in a track and then twisting it. Seriously, 20 minutes with a shovel. This would have taken me all day, especially in, where the hell is the sun? In that sun, it almost feels like summer out here. It's warm. But let's see if we're level. So here's the first one for the birds. Let's go this way. Look at that, we are level. Let's go this way. Oh, we're a little wobbly. I'll tap that down with my feet and stake it in place. But we are level with a little wobble. That's tolerable. We are level. And let's come over here to the ground bath. Yeah, this is for deer water, stray animals, anybody that needs a drink, or birds that just like flying low. Where we at? We are mostly level. Just add a little bit of dirt with my foot under one of those legs and we will be level. And let's go this way. And we are level. That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna camp in the shade behind my garage for just a moment. RIPPA RS06. No animals took up habitat in there, which is nice. I was kind of afraid that with the little holes, the ventilation holes, that maybe a family of mice would have snuck in there and had babies in the winter season. It's a relatively warm, safe place to stay. No babies, which is, I guess, a good thing. But seriously, this would have been a 3 or 4 hour job doing it by hand, digging, leveling. It took a little longer than I thought because I found some yard trash. I don't know if you saw that. There was like a computer cable and a Mountain Dew bottle. Yeah, people just have a history here in Tennessee of just throwing their trash in the backyard. But as we've been clearing this, we've found a whole lot of fun stuff, which is what it is. I make an effort to pick it all up as I go. So that took a few extra minutes. But seriously, 20 minutes, 10 of that on the machine. Maybe 5 minutes per bird bath, and we have level pads. I can put water in there. It's not going to slop out one side or drain out. It'll stay in there a little bit longer. I've got a little fountain for one of those, so that'll go off and it'll go straight up instead of shooting at my house or something. So 2 level bird baths, 20-30 minutes tops, and that includes throwing some rocks out into the woods and grabbing some trash. Yeah, actually I did do like 2 runs over there with some rocks that pulled out. I'm just going to take a garden rake and kind of rake this dirt a little bit. In the next few weeks, I will be putting not bird seed. Well, there will be bird seed there, but I'll also be putting grass seed there because I'm sick and tired of mud. So I'll be putting grass seed down there, and it'll be a little extension of the lawn. There's a 50-50 chance my wife might want to do a border and throw some like mulch or rocks in there and make it a nice little garden area for the birds. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm sure I'll share it on my vlog channel. For me, I just did like a 3 hour job in 20 to 30 minutes. I'm a fan of this machine. If you haven't seen this, I've got a few other videos with this machine, and there's a few more to come. Like I had mentioned, I've got a grapple, like a nice skeleton grapple, where I can start picking all that stuff up, piling it up, putting the brush down first, the logs down top, and just setting fire to it and keeping it going. I won't have to be like moving that all by hand. I still have these trees just laying here from Hurricane Helene. These were once on my garage, and I will be with the grapple. I'll be able to grab like a 6 or 8 foot section, pick it up just enough to get a chainsaw on the other end, and then drag it down to the street, load it into a trailer, whatever. Maybe turn it into firewood, maybe turn it into lumber if it's still usable. I don't know. But I'm excited to do some things like that here on my Tennessee homestead. But as for now, we've got 2 bird baths set up where they belong. Yeah, the fence is a mess. That's another Helene thing, but eventually we're going to be pulling that further out. So that's jobs for another day. I'm going to stake those down, and me and my machine and my birds are out of here. I will show you a finished maybe a picture, I don't know, maybe a 5-second video at the end of this if you want to see what it looks like with the feeders and everything else in and full. Still have a little work to do, but my work with the machine today is done. Quick work. I'm a fan. So that's that. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned for the full bird bath, bird feeder reveal, I guess. I don't know. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. I'm going to throw this level in the garage, and until we see each other again, happy trails.